Good morning everybody. Just a wee video with some of my jewellery wear that I've made. Excuse the poor display. My wee jewellery bracelet stand decided to die on me this morning. So it's been hot gluified underneath it. I think one of the kids must have been at it. Anyway, I don't even think this wee stand's going to work anyway for this. It's giving it too much glare. Maybe not. Anyway, this is one of my wee silver bracelets. Most of the bracelets I do are charm bracelets. These ones here, if you notice there's a wee eye on the end of it. That's to add a charm of their choice. There's another one here. Because I like to make sure that everything's personalised. Most of my jewellery is. I don't like making things generic. I like it to be quite personal to the person. Anyway, in fact, you know what? That stands to hit the road because it's just annoying me. But this is it here. My hands are really big. So these bracelets look really tight on me, but they're actually quite big, which means I would probably need to readjust them for people, which I do. Just a couple of blooming links getting taken off and moving the jump ring over. So it's really easy to do. Show you up close. This is my, let me see, we'll check it out the road. This is my toggle and clasp. I like something a wee bit different. Don't like just the hook, although it does work great. I prefer just to have something a wee bit fancier. Anyway, and I always use a mix of beads, never ever the same type. This one's a wee filigree silver. Most of my beads have came from eBay. A lot of them are from China, and what I do is when I log on to eBay, I go to crafts, then click beads. Then once it comes up with all the beads, I go to ending soonest and basically look for what's just about to finish and has no postage and packing, and basically go for the cheapest. I have got gorgeous beads, and I'll give you another tip. I always bid at something in a penny, so it's maybe 51 pence, 81 pence, a pound and a penny. The reason being is most people bid on the dot, they'll 50 pence, and for the sake of a penny you're going to lose? Nah, can't do that. So I always bid that 1 pence extra, and 9 times out of 10 I get it. This one is a crackled glass bead. The only thing I don't like about crackled glass is they do crack if they're hard beaten. So I don't use a lot of these on my bracelets because they do break, and I don't like that. 2 small crystals. I think that one's 8x6 and the wee one's a 6mm, I think. This is another wee silver filigree with a wee tassel on them, just chains, chopped. Filigree, oops, I think I'm out of picture. Filigree with a wee loop to put a charm. Larger filigree with, I think that's an acrylic. yep, an acrylic clear bead. Another small acrylic. A wee crystal and a larger crystal. That one's acrylic though. And you'll see it's Aurora Borealis. So it gives it a lovely rainbow effect. And the other side is identical to that side. Oops. Keep getting out of blooming shots, silly bugger. But yeah, so that's one. I do have a wide range of jewellery. I've done a lot at Christmas time because I knew I was doing a few craft fairs, and I love how I say I was doing a few craft fairs. My sister and my mum done a lot of sales for me. I was there, don't get me wrong, but I was well behind the scenes, hiding in a corner, making sure nobody can name me. This is another wee bracelet. Oops, there's a wee turn in that one. There we go. This one's a lot more delicate. Some folk don't like chunky jewellery, don't like a lot of things around their wrist. Personally, I hate wearing jewellery. I love earrings and that for when I go out, but day to day, I don't even wear rings. Look, no rings. I don't even wear my engagement ring because I hate having to have things stuck on my fingers and feel as if it cripples me. But anyway, as I said, it's quite delicate. This one just has the hook on it because it's so delicate. And the beads are, come on, no glare. There we go. 6mm pearls, 8mm pearl, and these are 4mm silver filigree. Come on, focus. Maybe not. Yeah. Not going to play today. Anyway, it's a 4mm silver filigree, and I think you get something like 200 for a pound or something. But they look nice. That's actually quite a bit better. They look quite nice, and they're decorative. They're better than just a spacer or just a bland one. This is a wee one that I made for kids. My niece loves it, although she's got too bloody fat a hand for it. In fact, I might send it to you, Amanda, for Alexia. That's if she's a wee delicate person. My side just don't do delicate. There we go. The wee Hello Kitty bracelet. Says my 3 fingers fit in it. And I've got big fat fingers, so but they're gorgeous, they really are. I've actually got quite a few of these beads, and they never really sold very well. Why, I don't know. I've had orders for them, which I've made, but at the cafes they just didn't seem to go. I'm really disheartened. In fact, the whole blooming thing of the craft fairs just drove me insane. Felt as if I had wasted days and days and days and done nothing. Right. Now, I used to always name my jewellery like Titanium Dream was like my silver and whites. My pinks and purples together were like orchid dreams, I felt as if I wanted people to buy into the, the dreaminess of the jewellery. I don't want folk to think that jewellery's got to be boring, and I like it to take them somewhere. So again, this was based on an Irish trip, and it's called Island's Dream. That's again my wee toggle and clasp, and we have got now, as I say, most of you will know now about my wee nephew Jamie. When we were in Ireland in June, we visited the cottage that my grandparents and oldest 6 aunts and uncles lived in when they were younger. It's still standing. One of the cousins' wives now has it, because my cousin had passed away. And it's identical. Honestly, it's like frozen in time. But when we were there was one plant in the whole area we were in. The whole way around the cottage there was one wee plant at the side of the cottage. And prior to us leaving Paisley, I said to my friend Kelly, who I class as my sister, I said to her, I'm taking the wee man with me, talking about Jamie. I says, he's coming with us. I had bought a pair of wee butterfly earrings, and I wore them most of the time when I was over there, as a symbol of him coming with us. And I swear down now, every single day we saw butterflies everywhere, honestly, everywhere. Now, a lot of it could be explained with the amount of greenery that was around, the amount of plants that were around, but at the cottage there was one plant and there was 2 butterflies on it. Honestly. So, anyway, this was Island's Dream. Heart, because I loved it. Butterfly, because he was with us. Ring, because it's eternally ingrained into me. I adore Ireland, and for someone who had only been over there for the first time in June, it's the most calm I have ever felt. I wasn't stressed, I wasn't uptight, and the whole time we were over there, now bearing in mind we were there for 7 days, we went out to restaurants every night to eat because it was a holiday. We decided we would have breakfast in the cottage and dinner out. Didn't really bother too much for lunch. If we had anything, we would maybe have like an early dinner and just get like Dorito and dips or whatever for at night for snacks. But honestly, one panic attack I had over there, and it was strange. We had went into the graveyard, which is massive, and we were just, my dad's cousin, who I had been calling aunt, lives in Cairn still, and she was showing my dad his grandparents' grave and also his maternal grandparents' grave. So while we were in there, I was taking photos and stuff, and for some strange reason I started to panic. There was no one around me, we were in the middle of a graveyard. So I gave my mum a camera, I said I need to go back to the car. Went back to the car, unwound the window, because I was in the back to give my dad area, the front seat because of his mobility, and there was a young man with Down syndrome walk past us, and I swear I have never, in all the years I have seen a lot of Down syndrome folk, and I never judge anybody, never. I take everyone as they come, but I know how cruel a lot of people can be towards them, and over here a lot of Down syndrome folk tend to be very, very shy and aren't very outgoing. This young man came up to me, and I will never forget it. Put his hand on my arm, and he went, "You alright, love? Have a good day," and walked by. And well, that was me. I was in floods of tears. I was just so touched. He was lovely, and I thought, I want to live here. It was so unjudgmental. Everyone was so nice. I was so calm. And that was me. I was like, okay, when we can afford to, we're off. But with Ireland's economy now, it's not feasible, but it's definitely on the cards someday. Shoes, because it's all walking over there, although this isn't the type of shoe I would wear. I haven't worn a heel for 17 years. Demon alcohol. But I twisted my ankle one night while out, really, really drunk. Went home, went to my bed, woke up the next morning, couldn't walk. It was horrific, and now any time I wear anything above a flat, even if I'm wearing a flat, if I stand on a stone or anything and it throws my ankle off balance, it just goes again. Horrible. Made with Love, I usually always put this on my wee bracelets, either this one or I have a wee envelope one that I use that says Made with Love, and I always try and put it on it because everything I make, I do put everything into it. Key, because it did open the key to my heart being in Ireland. And as I said, it's green, there's shells on it. It is quite blingy. A lot of it is acrylic because it was so heavy. These ones are glass, these large crystally ones. They're called miracle beads. Is it that one? No, Malaya. I thought I had miracle beads on this one. No, I don't have. I mean, look, that one is gorgeous. It's like a really, really, really pale apple-y colour, but it's acrylic. These are the ones that I use for my wire wrapped earrings, because they're so light to wear and they look lovely. Behind wire, no one really knows that they're acrylic. That's acrylic, that one. As I said, this one is quite a largish, blingy one, but it's lovely on. But yeah, as I said, that was one of my more personal ones. As I said, most of them are quite generic until I know exactly what they want on them, because I do like them to be personalised. But with that one, that was my wee dream. Then we have this one. It's quite blingy as well, and there is a bead on every single link. Every single one. Whoops. Because this is another one with a toggle. Where is it? No, it's not. This is one with just a hook. But it's not really that heavy. A lot of these are acrylic again. The bigger ones anyway. These are just pearl, imitation pearl obviously. There's crystal ones on it, there's cracked glass ones on it, there's, let's see, there's bicone ones, which I absolutely hate actually, but they do, because they're cut a certain way, they do add a bit of shimmer to it. There's actually shell on it as well, and there's a heavy shell. Now, I don't even know if you'll be able to see this, so thick, but that's a fair thickness. These ones are really thin, but they're lovely. The colours are just perfect. And this was my ocean dream. As I said, I don't really use the dream word very often with them now. There's a few, what do you call them? Milliflor. Brain dead for a second. There's a few wee milliflor ones in there as well. Just to add another wee something. And that tiny shell in there. There's a wee shell there. As I said, I just like to add loads to them. Because I would rather take something off than not have something on it. This is one of the wee delicate ones. I should have really checked this out before I started filming, but hindsight's a great thing, isn't it? Blooming size tags are everywhere. Right, that's better. That's a wee delicate one. There is a bead on every one, but they are 4 and 6 mils instead of the 8 and 6. And it's just not as blingy. Still lovely, don't get me wrong. But it's just not as heavy looking as them. I mean, look. That's, in fact, you know something? I think that's 10 mils one there too. It is, that's 10s and 8s. I think there might be the odd 6 on it, yeah. But, as I said, this was for the more understated. But it's lovely, as I said, and that one's just on the hook, so it's easy to readjust. What else have we got here? Alright. This, oof, nearly half an hour and I've only shown a couple of lines. Oof. Anyway. This is my Ancient Dreams one. The coin, and there's not one on every link on this one because of its style. I wanted it to be quite minimal. There's shell on it. Oops, I keep doing that. There's shell on it, both sizes. There's a small one there and a larger one. There's the wee bronze fan. There's different colours beading. There's, let's see, this one. That's my wee owl, wee penny farthing, crystal, a bit of shell. As I said, it's not overdone, because with that style, it was meant to be like boho chic type thing, quite minimalistic, and I really liked it. And that's just got the hook on it, so it's easy adjusted again. What else have we got there? Oh, this is my nice summery one. I'm not a summery person. As much as I love happy things, and I'm just not that type of person. Most of my clothes are quite dark, but I like to make a variety of things. So this was my sunflower dream, and it's just does make you smile though, especially the dreary weather we're having in Scotland just now. And as I said, most of my beads are finished. I don't really like not putting a bead cap on it. Obviously, these ones, the bicone, they're very difficult to get, and the same with these. They're not easy to find a bead cap that will fit them. But if I can fit a bead cap on, a bead cap does go on it. And this is shell and just the odd. I didn't want to overdo this one again. I just wanted it quite loose, but it is quite pretty. Another wee milliflor one, just a wee green flavour on it, orange and yellows, and that is pretty. But as I said, it's everybody's different. I don't know if there's anyone who likes two folk that like the same thing. This is another Irish dream, but it's a lot less blingy than the other one, and there's no charms on it. Again, there is some 10s on it, there's 8s on it, there's 6s, and there's 4s. And there's something on most links. I just like it. There's different type of beads on them. As I said, there's cracked glass there as well. There's the acrylic. There's imitation pearl. There's crystals. Milliflor. More crystals. More milliflor. Aurora Borealis ones. I don't know if you'll be able to see that in the light. No. But yeah, as I said, it's just, I love making jewellery when I know who it's for and what it's for, because then I can personalise it, and that's where I come into my own. I find it really difficult just to throw something together, because it just doesn't come to me. This one is a chain I made as a set, but the other parts of the set sold, and this didn't. So I have this left. Just try and show. Says it's that bit. No, said it's just the backing. Silver. got the wee pearls there, which comes round about your neckline. Then we have silver top part. Then we have this. The dark blue is lapis lazuli, and the middle one is just an imitation pearl, and then we have some diamante rondels, just to add that tiny wee bit. As I said, this one is quite understated, because if you're wearing a gorgeous dress, the last thing you want is something that's going to take the effect away from the dress. You're wanting something to enhance it, which I prefer to do. What else have I got nearby? That's it the same. So I'm just going to shuffle all that out the road, and I'll just quickly go through some of the wee key rings. We love birds on purple. These are all key rings, these ones. Breast cancer survival one. Although the charm is just a ribbon, so it's the colour of the beads that make it whatever it is, and obviously pink's the breast cancer. So that's why I said it was breast cancer for that one. This was one that was commissioned. I was asked to make one with cheerleading, and then they didn't really want it. Took me forever to get a hold of them, and so eventually I just gave up. But that's quite a long one as well, the keychain. Could be used for a bag, or as a lunch pack, or whatever. That's a wee hat with Dior on it. And this one I like. It's not going to turn, is it? No, never mind. It's a wee black masquerade mask. To say is I just like playing around with them and seeing what we come out with. This is a wee yellow one with a wee sunflower on it. Musical note. Cinderella carriage. I love my charms, and I do have loads of them. I do have lots. Never have enough charms. Never ever. Let's turn that one because it's annoying me. And there we have Jerry Mouse on orange. And another flying butterfly on brown. I love this one. The wee keyring with Pinky Promise. That's my son's favourite phrase. A pinky promise, mummy. A wee green one with clock face. And a rainbow angel wing. And we have any more keyrings here. Blue, actually, I have no, that's keyrings out the way. These are wee phone charms. Just really phone charm. That one's a praying hands, although it's turned the wrong way, one purple. Driving me mental. Stop blooming round the wrong way. Sorry, should have checked it before I done it anyway. Green, and it's a unicorn. Orchid gem with my butterfly. Again, that's just a wee charm. This one is a wee fairy. Taking the blooming price tag out of there. Yeah. The wee blue fairy. Gorgeous. Again, just the wee charm. And more of these. What's that? Oh, that's a wee keychain as well. Just a wee butterfly on ground. So many of them. That one's the Tree of Life on white. Phone charm. This one is a triquetra on yellow. I'm a huge charms fan. The American drama series. I've got every episode on DVD. But the triquetra also stands for other stuff. But aye, it's a great wee symbol. Love the triquetra. That's it for phone charms. Yep. These are wee bookmarks that I make as well. Wee book charms. Just a wee red hat. Well, a red one with a wee silver hat. Red one with thank you. Said these are great, see for like wee stocking fillers or as a gift for like a teacher or even a neighbour if a neighbour's been really helpful or they're handy. This one is a wee football boot, so if it's for a guy or for a young boy. This one is a wee dolphin. Although he's no one to swim just now, he's trying to go and knows what he's trying to do. See if I can pull him in that way. He's not one to swim today! Ugh, give up. It's a wee dolphin anyway. You can kinda see him there. Keep his nose out. This one is a wee purple yin yang. This one is a wee ball of wool and knitting needle. And that's on brown. And we have another wee red one with a wee heart. I made quite a few of these for Valentine's. I actually sold quite a few for Valentine's as well. Most folk don't do Valentine's anymore, so it is a bit of a con. At least that says, I love you, but it doesn't cost you the earth. Another wee one, Irish and the Celtic knot. Wee purple one in pink, and it says, oops, come on, made with love. Oops, no, I'll throw this one out because it's too big and you're going to be able to see it. Says some of them I do make quite dangly. That one. Wee butterfly. The bead at the bottom. Quite a big bead, right enough. As I say, they're not as popular as they used to be because a lot of folk do now use a Kindle or an ebook. But even my sister, I gave my sister Laura one when I first started making them, obviously. Everybody got one when I first started making them because I couldn't give away, sorry, I couldn't sell the first couple because I wanted to see what folk thought of them first. So I made them for like my friends and my family, just to see what they thought. And my sister now uses hers tucked over her Kindle. These are another wee thing that I started making now. Initially, I made them because my dad has arthritis. He's very religious. It's mini rosaries, but this one has Mary on it and Jesus, and they can go around the, what do you call it, the rear view mirror or the front of the car as well, with just a wee hook, or they can go into your bag or whatever. They're just handy to have. But Dad being Dad, that's no a proper rosary. Not get the middle part, whatever they called it. As you can see, I'm not very religious anymore. So, Nana, your wish is my command, Dad. So that's the proper mini rosary. It's got the 10 beads round the top, then the 5 at the bottom. I can't remember what other prayers are. I have to look it up online whenever I'm making them, to begin with. But they're nice, and as I said, they're good for somebody with arthritis because they can just put it on their thumb and work their way around it. They're not having to foot about with a big massive set. A lot of folk actually ordered these in set colours, and they did go really well. I think because they're unusual. I also had requests for full rosary sets, but these are so time consuming. Oh my gosh. And the time it took me to make these things, I was demented. But they are nice. If you'd want personalised for like a wee girl for their communion, or even a wee boy for their communion, it's ideal. And as I said, you can still take them into their church or whatever and get them blessed and whatever else. These are other wee things that I make, and these are remembrance charms. As I said, I showed you the one that I made for Jamie on another video, but this is a pink one, with the baby feet, the angel wing, and the wee silver pearl, sorry, the pink pearl in the middle of the bead. See, they are so thoughtful. If someone close to you has lost someone, it can be awkward. You don't know what to say. But see, sending that through with a wee card saying thinking of you, it just breaks the ice. The next time you see them or whatever, you don't even need to say anything. You can just give them a hug and that's it. Because they know that you're thinking of them. You've already told them that and shown them that by buying that wee charm. This is one for obviously, for an older person who's passed. And it's just a green bead in the middle, obviously for their favourite colour, a wee angel wing which is larger than the baby ones, and a wee crucifix, wee cross. And again, it is just a wee minding. Something they can clip on their purse or on their bag. And it's just something to say, I'm thinking of you, and we know what you're going through type of thing. Because losing somebody is really, really difficult. But knowing that there's somebody out there watching for you and looking out for you, regardless of costs, it just does help. This was another one that I made. And it's just, a lot of them call them the wee stars. And just a wee blue. There wasn't any heart bead on. This was one of my first ones actually, if I'm honest. But I really like that as well. And the chain's a bit longer, so I mean that could even go in a memory box or wherever. But anyway, I think I've mumbled along long enough. In fact, while I'm here, I'll just show you some of my Fiona bling I done last night, although not really on the same wavelength as these. So we've got this. The only problem I have is it's metal bling, and see, trying to get that to stick and turn, and I was going mental. But I do like it. That's one of my favourite ones actually. Then we've got this. It's very blingy. Ding ding. Bottoms of them are right, but no one's going to see the bottom. This one was an absolute disaster. My initial plan was to try and use some bling trim around the sides as a second layer, but I couldn't get it to stick, and underneath, as you will see, it's just a hot glue mess. But I'll go on something, maybe a flower or don't know yet. It will fit on something though, it won't go to waste. That's just pearl trim on that one. That's fine. A wee blue one. Ding ding. A red one. Yeah, there's a big dollop of glue there. Hideous. But I will try and get that away. Just because it's all, those beads are actually glass. They have actually got a name and I can't remember. They're bought for China. I really like this one as well. Black and pearl. Just looks nice. But I cheated, I used these methods and wrapped it round. Because by then I was getting knackered, it was late last night. And these ones are just wee funny ones. But they all turned out alright. As I said, I'm not really on par with these yet, but you never know. Anyway, going to love these and leave these because that's nearly 50 minutes you've been listening to me and you'll be yawning. But anyway, thank you very much for watching and hope you all enjoyed seeing some of my wares. Lots of love to everyone. Bye bye for now.